no matter how much help you could actually go out there and get and seek, it always start with you. Like you have to wake up every morning and be able to look at yourself in the mirror and just be honest, right? Because our shadow chases us every single day and you don't even notice how much baggage your shadows keep holding for you.
Uh-huh.
But until you actually start looking in the mirror and just asking yourself questions, because that's how it all began, right? You have to be able to face yourself.
Welcome to Man Unmuted.
Hey,
Let's get it.
Gentlemen,
Let's
what's
go.
up? Let's go. What's up?
How's the day?
Amazing, blessed. What about you guys?
I feel good.
Feel good, man. I'm excited about today's episode, though.
I'm excited about today, man. We have an amazing guest hanging out with us today on the Men Unmuted community family. We have an amazing entrepreneur. We have a man who is a man of dedication, a man that's going to do what he says he's going to do. We have a man that's definitely going to push his friends, push people around him. He's going to push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? He is somebody that we all can look up to and realize what dedication is, what motivation is. This is somebody that we've had the honor to know for many years. And I would call him an accountability partner, a man of God, a man of the people, a man of the kids, a man of money. Hey, we got our boy Weezy hanging out today.
Man, what you trying to get me hyped, man, with that introduction, man? Nah, man, I appreciate it, man. Like some delightful words you saying for me, man.
Definitely.
Again, man. But just like you say those words for me, I can say the same for you guys,
Yeah.
man. Again, I'm happy to be here for this wonderful topic that we got to discuss. And yeah, let's get into it.
Appreciate you, brother, man. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't want to have anybody else for this topic, man. For you two, man. You two are the biggest mental health advocates I know, though, man. So let's jump
Definitely.
right into it, though, man.
Let's get it.
80% of suicides that happen in America are committed by men. Man, we suffer in silence every day. Man, we are our worst critic, man. We beat ourselves up over being a provider, a good husband, a good father. It just, man, we just want to do the best, man, that we could be. And it's no manual. We just constantly beat ourselves up, man. And they lead us to the topic for today: stress less and live more. Men's mental health and wellness.
Let's go.
So let's jump into it, man. So can you guys share your mental health journey and what steps have you taken to take your mental health serious?
I'm gonna let the guy who I get my inspiration from start first, man. So
Hey, so for me, my journey started, I want to say almost like 2017, the fall of 2017, November specifically. It was a journey that I was very nervous about going into because I didn't know about the response I was going to get coming out of it. But it was something that was needed. It was something that I realized that I needed. And I knew that I was around a community of men who I love genuinely. And I feel like if I would have took that step, that it could have helped my friends and helped my circle maybe to walk into a space of healing for themselves. So for me, the journey wasn't always about me. It was about speaking to other people and speaking to men and letting other men understand that they're not alone in this journey of being a man and being lonely and being scared and not knowing what to do and feeling suicidal. I mean, I never felt suicidal, but just being in that space, so that's what my journey led me to go.
Okay.
So me, the healing journey probably started 2021, but I probably should have been healing myself since maybe 2003. Even prior to that. It's just that's how long the event's been hindering me. It's just unfortunately I decide not to even pay attention to it. But it's been a blessed journey the last, I say, 4 years of me continuously healing myself, finding myself, learning different things that I thought I would never do in life. So honestly, this healing journey, like I say, one of my guys' inspiration is two people who always taught me to look into therapy, and male friend was actually you, Keith, and then as we know, the female friend was Sade. And like I say, it's one of the best journeys I ever have been on. Again, I preach lonely a lot because that's how you truly find your truest strength when you actually coping with your emotions by yourself. And it's one of the blessed journeys I truly been on since 2021. But again, I think I should have been on this journey. But once again, like most men, we just truly try not to pay attention to it and just keep covering it up. But yeah, 2021 is when I actually start my true healing journey.
So let's talk about what are some healthy ways men can express their emotions.
I feel like some healthy ways that we can express our emotions is first self. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that we should be able to look in the mirror and realize and see who's in the mirror and understand that if you have an issue, which we all have some, and realizing that it's not okay and it's okay to not be okay. I mean, that's a cliche saying, but I think that's the first step, is realizing that there is an issue and not just continually, trying to just be strong and be like, I'll be okay or I'll get over it and stuff like that. So I just think that that's the thing that we have to start looking at too, look into ourselves, because there's nobody else on this journey with you more than you and God. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get more in tune with yourself and love yourself more, lean into yourself, understand what's your issues, man, and try to get better with it.
Yeah, so I'm actually agree with that. No matter how much help you could actually go out there and get and seek, it always start with you. Like, you have to wake up every morning and be able to look at yourself in the mirror and just be honest, right? Because our shadow chases us every single day, and you don't even notice how much baggage your shadows keep holding for you. But until you actually start looking in the mirror and just asking yourself questions, because that's how it all began, right? You have to be able to face yourself, right? Because there's no one out there that could be honest, right? Like, you could give me the best advice ever. You could give me the best advice ever. But what does that do if I'm not forcing myself, if I'm not being honest with myself, if I don't know how to cope with my emotions myself, if I don't know how to be lonely by myself? So for me, for example, I think the best thing most men should do is just wake up in the morning and just ask yourself one different question every single day. And then from there, just try to answer it to the best of your ability, and then go out there and execute whatever it is that response was for the question you ask yourself in the mirror. So always face yourself every day in the mirror and just be straight up honest with it.
Definitely.
I think one healthy way for a man to express their emotion is to cry, bro. Just let it out, bro. I think sometimes we as men, we build up like a pressure cooker, bro. We let it all build inside. Everything that we going through, everything that we held in, bro. We just let it keep cooking, let it keep building up. But bro, let it out, bro. Sometimes you just gotta cry, bro. Sometimes you're human, bro. You're only human at the end of the day, bro. We go through so much as men, and we just keep it all in, bro. It could be years, bro. We could have different things that we go through, whether we struggling inside providing, whether we struggling trying to be a good parent, whether we struggling with our family, whether we struggling with work, bro. We just keep it all in, bro. And sometimes you just gotta cry, bro. Like, whatever. You want to cry in silence, you want to cry doing prayer, if you want to cry to your wife, if you want to cry to somebody, bro, you gotta let it out, bro. Sometimes I think you just have to let it out. That's one of the ways I say as emotion, just let it out, man. Us as men, sometimes society look down. Like, if you ever see a man cry and it just look weird to you, sometimes society make it feel like it's weird. Like, this man's crying. They make it seem like, man, he looks weak, or they're shocked. It's like something appalling to them. Like, it's like you seen a UFO or something when you see a man crying. When you see a man crying, society makes it seem like you see a UFO. It's something unnatural and unhuman, bro. But it should be more normalized. Like, men cry, man. Men cry, man. You're normal and you go through things, and them emotions build up, and you fight in life. You fighting different things, man. So, man, we just gotta let it out. That's what I'll say.
I mean, we should, honestly, but think about how much they told us to hold it in. Like, we all played sports before, right? Facts. Imagine when you were you 5, you 6 years old, you just started sports. You know how much emotion is being built up inside of you that you scared as hell to get hit the first time? Facts. And what it was your pops and your coach probably told you, suck it up.
Yeah.
So think about just that starting experience for a child that you just been told as a 5-year-old to man up. How in the hell I supposed to man up as a 5-year-old?
Yeah.
Like, this is my first time on a football field, experience a physical contact, and you want me to man up?
I definitely agree. Start with adolescence, bro. It definitely start with adolescence.
Yeah, and it's like, just over years and years and years, it comes from movies, it comes from my parents, it comes from Billboard, society, your friends. Like, we just ashamed to show these emotions, right? We always do it behind closed doors. I think the first time I ever cried in public was literally, I think, my grandma death. It took my grandma death in 2021 to actually be like, forget it, bro. I'm just for to let it go, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's how much pain I've been holding in for so long. And again, 2021, well, I'm 36 now. Let's talk about 4 years ago. So 32 years of just me holding on to stuff. Like that's how much emotions men hold on to because that's just what we was taught since a young age.
So I could agree that I could count the number of times that I have cried in my life also, man. But I think we teach young men that because as older men we feel that we supposed to carry more weight than women. And we don't teach the younger men how to carry that weight, that sometimes we're afraid that they're going to be weak.
Mhm.
Sometimes we may feel afraid that they're going to have the same energy as a woman. So sometimes that's what we do.
I mean, like what you were saying, Weezy, earlier too. It's like the fun part of going to after school curricular activities or extracurricular activities,
Mhm.
and you get that. You go there to have fun. You go there to be with your friends. You go there to escape probably what you got going on at the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you do get there and then you get the same thing, man up, man up, man up, it's like, man, this is supposed to be an outlet. You know what I'm saying? And then now I'm getting the same thing here where I was supposed to be having fun. So that thing is very difficult, man, being in that space of trying to, navigate growing up and just constantly being told that it's all right, shake it off, man up. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough thing, and that's something that we all, unfortunately, we go through. But like you said, too, still, it's about being able to cry, man, and being able to let it out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily always crying, but just allowing yourself to feel your feels. You know what I'm saying? And allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. It's okay. Like, and that's why we said earlier, like being in the mirror, looking at yourself. You don't have to do it publicly because obviously you start feeling that way publicly and doing it. You're going to feel weird within yourself because that's a weird space to be in. So that's why we were saying earlier, like, man, just starting with yourself and being able to cry alone, cry in the shower, cry by yourself. And yeah, I think that's what it is.
So what are some early warning signs that a man might be struggling mentally? Per y'all experience.
So for me, honestly, I didn't even know I was going through mental health issues, right? It literally took the death of my grandmother, both grandmothers within the same year for me to actually be like, notice what the hell was going with me, right? Again, I experienced trauma, PTSD since 2003 when I saw my best friend get shot right in front of me and passed away. But again, that's just something that I covered up. And then once my grandmother died, both of them within the same year, within a 3 months time span, it literally took me back to me losing my best friend. Again, it was not that it's like I didn't know I needed the help, but again, it was just as a man, I'm just so much covering things up, sweeping everything under the rug that it took my grandmother death to be like, damn, I just lost somebody else. So now I lost the best friend before I lost both of my grandmas who I spend a lot of time with. So I'm here thinking like, okay, what I'm living for, right? So it's not even that I always thought about like suicide or I noticed these signs. It just hit me, right? Again, I consider myself one of the strongest mans ever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think about this stuff. I don't need to think about this stuff because I consider myself to be very healthy mental-wise. But again, I just think as men, a lot of us don't even know. We don't even know that we
Mhm.
going through these things, right? Because we always thinking we all right. We always thinking, everything okay. Like, just ask any man when you walk in the street, hey, how your day is? Chances is he gonna say, I'm doing good. So a lot of men honestly don't even know because we don't even know how to acknowledge or see these signs of struggles that we actually going through. So, and that was my case. Again, it took me to go to therapy for my therapist to tell me like, yeah, you just experienced a PTSD. Like I didn't know I had that. Like that's just something that, again, I never knew I was struggling with mental health issues. Again, because as men, it's just something that, again, they beat it in our head mentally, society, our fathers, our parents to just man up. So honestly, the sign I noticed, unfortunately, I didn't notice until I was just walking down the expressway one day and I was like contemplating should I jump in front of a car or not. And that's when I noticed that, okay, hold on, something ain't right with me. So unfortunately, most people don't even, unfortunately in life, some people just notice it at the last minute and that's when they just automatically commit suicide right away.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just, damn,
No, I agree. I would say some early warning signs are similar to what you just say. Say, you say you thought about should you jumping in front of a car. Now, I was gonna say some healthy warning signs on when you start to beat yourself up in your head mentally. When you start to be like, man, why did I do this? Or man, I should have did this better. Or man, am I a good husband? Or man, I see I'm not a good provider. My family is struggling. Man, I could do better. And when you start beating yourself up, man, I should be better in life. Why am I here and this person is here? You start beating yourself up constantly, mentally. Every day you beating yourself up, and you're not even looking at the reality that you're okay. You're not even looking at gratitude no more that it could be worse. And you just constantly hard on yourself. Then I think those are signs that you need help.
Absolutely.
Those are signs that you may be going to a depression stage. Those are signs that you're kind of mentally getting challenged into it. And you need to seek help at that point when you start really beating yourself up and not looking at the reality of things could be way worse. So I think those are signs, bro. When you're thinking like that, like, man, I might as well just take myself out, man. Like, it could be better. This situation may be better without me. If no one loves me and no one would notice if I'm gone. Like, when you start thinking them thoughts to yourself, those are signs that you may want to seek help as a man.
Yeah, those are very early signs, like, to agree with both of you guys, man. Like what Weezy was saying earlier, like, initially, you really just don't know, bro. You really don't know what's the early sign until you actually start going into the work, and then you start realizing, damn, like when I was 5 or 6 or 7, these things that I'm experiencing now in my 30s or 40s or 50s, these things came from when I was a kid. And a lot of times, 1,000% of the times, we really don't know that. However, though, we all do still have those thoughts and have those emotions or things that we feel like, man, like, you're not giving yourself enough grace. And I'm guilty of it. I never gave myself enough grace, and, not realizing, man, that you are taking little steps. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people be like, the things that you should be doing, you shouldn't get a congratulations for stuff that you should be doing. But it's the things that make me not want to do what I should be doing is what I want to be celebrated for by my community. And so I just think that it's okay to want to get a pat on the back sometimes too, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, though, the early stages is like what both of you said. We really don't know when it is, but then again, you have moments within yourself where like something ain't right.
Yep. Facts. So what are some healthy coping mechanisms with dealing with stress or trauma?
So I believe everything always start with yourself. So I do go to therapy a lot, right? But outside of therapy, because I think therapy is a beginning step, but let's just say you don't want to go to therapy, you're not comfortable talking to a therapist, right? It's things that I do every day that I think a lot of people should start getting into, which is yoga and meditation. So I'm a big fan of yoga and meditation. Like, I cannot wake up, walk out of my room, or walk out of my house and not do some form of meditation, because to me, meditation allows you to try to the best of your ability to block out all of that emotions and drama and bad news that's coming into your life every day. So I'm not perfect, right? But it's a starting point, right? So if I look at myself a long time ago when I was younger, I had hella anger management issues. Like, I used to just snap at the stupidest thing. But what meditation does, it tries to the best of its ability to get you to understand how to just try your best to just shut down and just don't even let things bother you, right? Just put your mind on one thing. So whatever your mental state is, so I know I like pizza a lot. So I try to think about pizza a lot. Why this person just getting on my nerves, right? That's what meditation do to you, right? It just teaches you how to just block out all of that nonsense that's going on. And I just think everybody should start practicing meditation, get more into yoga. And then, of course, you got therapy, just some form of whatever makes you happy. Just try to do it, honestly.
That's the thing I feel like too, like whatever it is for you that, what brings you to that happy space, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a toxic place, you know what I'm saying? Like, a healthy mechanism would not be like, to go out drinking and get drunk every night. You know what I'm saying? That's not a healthy thing to do, but that might be your comfort zone. So I just think that as men, we should find the place or find something that makes us feel at our best self and make us feel that we can actually quiet out all the noise, like what you were saying, Weezy, with the meditation. Like, I've tried it so much and I haven't conquered it yet, you know what I'm saying? And I know you've been telling me about the meditation and yoga for forever, but I haven't actually conquered that yet. But at the end of the day, the same thing is trying to quiet out all the noise in your mind. And I think that wherever that may be, you should just try to find a way to quiet out all of the noise of your mind. So
one coping mechanism for me, I would say, would be prayer, bro. I just go into prayer when I'm upset, when things bother me, when I'm losing my peace, man. I just try to pray. I just try to pray in the morning. Sometimes I just try to pray at different times of the day, man. Also exercise, man. I want to like to when I got a lot on my mind, when I'm going through things, I like to walk. I like to run. I like to just exercise, bro. That just clears my head, man.
Yeah.
Just doing something to take my mind off of everything I'm going through, man. Like exercise is one thing for me I really like doing also, bro. But you mentioned therapy, man. So what is you'll say one most important reason a man should consider therapy? Like what's a single important reason someone should consider therapy?
So before I actually start doing therapy, because I didn't start taking therapy seriously until I lost both grandmothers, before I actually checked into a therapist, I actually went to a wellness retreat first. I went to New York. It was an amazing experience when I went there. It's like as soon as we buried my grandma, I got in my car and just drove straight to New York. New York. I just literally Googled a wellness retreat, and it just led me to this retreat in New York. But what it told me was, I don't need a lot of things in life, right? I had the moment I checked into this retreat, I had to like put my phone down. It was no phone use. Like you had to just leave your phone. So if we was getting kidnapped, we were just getting kidnapped. Like next, it taught us to how to accept nature around us, right? So which is why I'm a bit nature fiend. I like plants. I talk to plants. Like every morning I wake up and I talk to plants.
nice.
And then also the last thing it taught me was I don't need a bed to sleep in, right? So it just basically what it was doing, it was stripping us from all the things that we think we need in life, right?
Mm.
And once you're able to learn not to live without those things, then you can actually see life for what it is, right? The beauty of what it is. Adam and Eve was naked in the jungle, right? You start to see things at a different picture. And then once I finished that retreat, then I started going to therapy sessions, right? Because again, going back to Keith and my friend Shaw, they always like, you got to go to therapy. You always got to go to therapy. So for me, going to therapy is actually just another form of communicating with someone that's not technically within my circle, right? Not saying my circle is not the best people to talk to, but let me hear a better opinion from a professional perspective to see exactly what it is that might be going wrong with me, right? So when I go to therapy, honestly, I just like to talk. I could talk to you guys, as you know, for hours. I could get on the phone and talk. But it's just it's a peace space for me, right? I just go there. I just let go whatever it is that's on my mind outside of the other extracurriculums that I actually do for myself. It's just something that at the end of the day, most men just want to talk.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it. Again, I go there and I just let whatever stress that's bothering me, hindering me, I just let it go. So that's what I go to therapy for, honestly.
Okay.
Well, for me, I go for, same thing, man, like to get clarity. Because a lot of times you just don't know, it's a lot going on mentally. So just to try to iron things out and try to make things make sense. And I remember my therapist told me about healing. And we sometimes have this misconception of it, of healing being something just like fixing yourself. But healing is also finding the pieces within yourself that you've hid or you have been told to hide. So it's just, that's what I feel the healing process and therapy has taught me is it's not about just fixing yourself, because when you start thinking about fixing yourself, now you start looking at yourself like you're a bad person. I'm so wrong. I'm so broken. I'm so this and that. It's not about that. It's just about finding the pieces that make sense within your life that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that has helped me tremendously to realize, man, like I can't look at myself like this. I got to look at it in a different perspective, like you were just saying.
Yeah, and to add on, it's like most men think it's about fixing yourself. Honestly, it's about upgrading yourself
Right.
when you actually think about it.
Exactly.
I consider myself a way better communicator now since I've been going to therapy. I try my best to listen and respond besides responding and listening, right?
Yeah.
So again, I think I'm a better communicator. One thing about me, I literally take notes about every single thing. Like I'm a big fan of journaling. Like I think everybody should start waking up and just journaling your day, right? Because you'd be surprised how much you'll learn about yourself if you just start writing things down, reading things about yourself, and then the next day executing the next thing over and over again. So again, I think going to therapy, one thing for sure, one of the best skill sets I think it could teach you is communication, no answers buts.
So what did you learn journaling from? That's something you learned, or you went to therapy and it helped you notice that?
So truth be told, I'm a big fan of watching a lot of women podcasts.
Okay.
So a lot of the things that a woman actually do is they have what
Sure.
they call a journal. So again, it's just something that releases their stress. So honestly, me writing is just a form of me just releasing stress or just something, I don't know, I just got in the habit of doing because I was watching this podcast one day. It's just like, you guys should just journal, like just start journaling, man. So I was like, okay, let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
And then once I gave it a shot, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I actually like this. And then before you know it, it's just you keeping a daily track of your life. So it's like you'd be surprised how organized you get when you start journaling. It just disciplines you even more. So
Yeah,
that's why I do it.
I started journaling too, man, like years ago. Like I used to use my voice memo on my phone, and I just would, when I'm in those moments, I would just hit record and just talk and just express myself however I felt at that moment, whatever's on my mind. And man, like I could go back to like 2013 of voice memos on my phone of things that would, I could look back now, like 10 years later, and be like, damn, I was in that space then, and I'm looking at myself now. So when I do that, it's like, I'm like, man, I don't need no pat on the back from nobody else. I could pat my own self because I can see where I have come from. So journaling is very healthy in that space where you can actually track your progression.
Absolutely.
So, and it's just like working out, like what you were saying too, exercise. And this is like some people like write down their calories. They write down how many times they worked out, how long they was in the gym. So it's just keeping track of your progression. So that is a very big thing that I agree with.
Now you'd be surprised how disciplined you become.
Definitely.
Once you actually start journaling yourself, like, because it's like you say, it's literally tracking every single moment of your life. And you just, it's a lot of accountability into that.
Exactly.
Honestly, man. So I think it's the best thing a lot of men should start getting into.
So what's the biggest misconception men have about therapy? Like men sometimes be like, why should I go to therapy, man? I don't need that. Man. I mean, I'm good. Like
it's this thing, man, that, and I heard,
masculine.
I mean, it's this thing we hear all the time is like shrink. We all heard that word as a kid, shrink. So when you hear shrink, it's like, you crazy. So you know what I'm saying? So people don't want to be labeled or seem as though they're crazy. Even though a lot of, people of other cultures, they have been doing therapy for many years, and it's just been, something that they've been doing. We've seen on TV shows. I've watched like Charlie Sheen stuff, and it's like they got TV shows on him going to therapy back in 2000 and stuff like that. So it's just like sometimes it's normal for other cultures, but for us, I mean, like I feel that it's nothing. Listen, I'm a man of God. We all are. And it's nothing wrong with leaning on God. That should be your first option. Let's just keep that 100%. God is your first option. Pray, keep God first. However, God did put doctors in place. So you still have to do the work. I can't pray and ask God for a six-pack and I'm going to get a six-pack. I still got to go to the gym. You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you still got to do the work on yourself though. So.
And just to even add on, like you say, is think about it. What's the reason for you to go to the gym, right? Majority of men is to get in shape and look good.
Right.
The reason a person go to a cosmetic doctor is because they're trying to transform the way they actually look. So a therapist is working on your mental brain, right? So a lot of men, especially in the black culture, unfortunately, when you go back to slavery days, when they was teaching us how to become mandingos, boxers and stuff like that, it's just all the hatred that they was teaching us that generation after generation. And we decided to just keep covering this up because we think we're so tough and we don't need this mental help. But a lot of us really don't work on our mental brain. We don't go to a therapist. We don't go for these walks. We don't go to the gym. We don't eat well, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, it's just once you actually start focusing on your brain more, you will understand how much open you actually become as a generation. And I just think, again, like you say, that God put therapists into this world just for us to work on our mental thoughts, because that's a very serious thing that especially the black culture need to actually fix. And like you say, it's just something as a man we don't look at.
Just to, I don't like to pedal backward but move forward. Shout out to Lil Wayne. But but to go back early, when you were saying with an early thing that you can tell is that either you were bullied or the bully. And I think those are early stages that we realized back in elementary school where you need some type of therapy. Because I was bullied for a couple years growing up, and that showed me that something was not right with me then. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was a little different at that point when I was being bullied.
Okay.
And then I used to look at the bully back in elementary school like, bro, you are not okay. But I used to be cool with the bully. And I used to be, obviously, because I don't want to get bullied. You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff like that too, man. Like, it's a reason why you act the way you act as a kid and stuff like that, why you beat up kids and stuff like that because you were angry, or you allowed people to beat you up because you didn't know how to stand up for yourself?
Absolutely. It's probably something they saw within the household also, where, like, again, I talk about daddy issues a lot, where a lot of men experience abandonment fathers, or maybe they saw their father be abusive towards their mother, or maybe they saw their father walk out the relationship. Like, it's like me, many broken promises from my father, right? So those are a lot of things that as young men, we probably saw, we don't acknowledge, we choose to hide it, and we never heal it, right? So it's just, when you see these type of events, it's just building a weaker man inside of us. So like you say, a bully, do you think a bully is strong? Nah, he's just a sign of another weak man, right?
Exactly.
He's just choosing to hide these things to pick on someone who he know he has more power than. So again, it's just, once again, it's just as a young child to older adults, it's just we keep continuing to choose not to acknowledge these events that happen in our lives to heal ourselves mentally. So
Definitely.
yeah.
So say I'm a man out there in the audience, I'm thinking, okay, I want to try this therapy thing. I've been thinking about it. I might lean towards it. What are some steps a man could take to actually find a good therapist?
I think the best steps is to, find some groups, but maybe you don't want to be in, like, maybe you're introvert or introvert. I don't know which one you could possibly be, but I just think that do the research. Like, you research everything else. You research trips, you research shoes, you research everything else. So just research, like, man, you can Google anything at this point. Right now, we're in an information wave where you can find out anything you want to. So I just think that you should just look up and find therapists in your community, find somewhere, if you want to go somewhere far, you know what I'm saying? But just try to get into a community and find men that you know that are in that space, and ask them their opinion, and ask them what did this do for you?
Yeah.
Or you can be the person to take that step, and then you can be that voice for people that they can seek counsel from, and then they can go forward with their journey.
Yes, I'm actually going to agree. I believe the best advice we can actually get from about a therapist is get near someone who actually been through that experience, right? Because I found my therapist, honestly, when I was working at Marriott at the time, and I actually found my therapist through my counseling coach for Marriott, and she introduced me to the Black therapist lady who, to this day, who I do my online coaching with. So but also I think men should look into, like, men circles, listening to men podcasts, like this, right? To seek better advice. But most definitely, like you say, we live in an internet-driven world where you can just open up your phone and go to Google and get all the information you can in this world. Honestly, it's just, don't be ashamed. Like I said, if you don't want to seek to another person, you got to do the work yourself, man. No ands or buts about it.
You're right. So you basically saying word of mouth and basically do the research. Look at some of these reviews, basically.
Yeah,
Look at these
like,
reviews.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I say, when I literally lost both of my grandmothers, no one technically gave me this retreat that I went to. I just literally went on Google and I just literally say, find me a wellness retreat, right? And then I think I went through like 10 different retreats of reviews, pictures, and then I just settled on this one right in New York, and I just literally just drove up right away. Like, don't procrastinate if you're gonna search and look up one. Like, just take the actions and go initiate it, execute it.
Bro, when you said man retreat, I think about, you ever see that Mark episode with Shaquille Sunflower? He went.
That's exactly what you was going
man
through.
retreat, bro.
Najee Rumba.
That's what I'm thinking about.
You was laying on nails, and you had the coat on, and your hair was growing out.
With Gina and was looking for Martin, and he was Shaquille Sunflower.
I promise you, they gave us a blanket so thin, and I was like, yo, is this real? Like, what is this?
Did you pay for that?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Oh my God.
That retreat was expensive.
Hey, but it helped.
Absolutely.
Praise God.
Absolutely.
That's all that matters.
Right.
So let's just say a man find a therapist. Okay, I did the research. I found a therapist. I'm going to therapy. How do I know if I'm working with the right therapist and therapy is working?
It's funny because I'm actually go back to KT with this one. I think I heard KT tell me a story like where you went to probably like 10 different therapists, but one of your therapists was like, take these pills.
Yeah.
And you was like crying, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I take that advice from KT. If you go into a therapy session and your therapist out here just trying to put you on drugs, medication, they're not doing it for the benefit of your health. They're doing
Right.
it for the benefit of their pockets, right?
Hello.
So you have to look at certain signs to be able to know if that's a good therapist or not. Now, unfortunately for me, again, I was referred my therapist. I do personally, because I'm a black man, I believe I could relate more to a black therapist, right? Because I feel like they've been through certain experience. They have this knowledge in this field, so they can relate more back to me, right? Not saying a white therapist can't do it. It's just, unfortunately, I could relate more to a black therapist, right? So, and I think that was the best experience I personally find. Again, she was more relatable. She understand the struggles I went through. She understand the pain I went through. She understand the trauma we went through as a whole, personally.
Right.
So it was more relatable. So I just try to say, find a therapist that you can actually relate to.
Right.
And if you can't find no connection, then it's okay to keep moving from therapist to therapist to therapist until you actually connect with that right one.
See, but me, on the contrary,
Uh-huh.
I was on the other space of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly didn't want a black therapist.
Okay.
Because I didn't want somebody who felt my feelings or felt my struggle or felt where I come from or felt that. I didn't want them to some way feel themselves of what they experienced being black, and then they kind of put a little bit how they feel on me.
Okay.
So I did want somebody, and my therapist is from, I think she's Russian a little bit or something like that, but I didn't want anybody that was going to possibly understand the black struggle, because I felt like, okay, you're going to be giving me what you feel a little bit. So I wanted somebody that didn't have any real understanding of my culture, and they can really just like listen and learn from my culture and understand where I come from, and give me a perspective about me, not about how they feel as well.
Bias.
Yeah, no bias.
I actually like that perspective, yeah.
So talk about your bad experience you had with therapy, bro. A lot of the Men Unmuted family not know about it. Tell us, how did you know that you was going to bad?
I mean, like Weezy said, man.
Crying pills.
Right. The crying pills, man. I was just crying every day.
How did you go through that moment? Like,
I mean,
how did it lead up to that?
How did it lead up to it? Like, I was desperate and I needed a therapist, and I talked to a pastor at my church, and they recommended me to some therapists, and that specific one, it was like we was there for like, man, that specific, like I did like maybe like, I did like 7 or 8. I think I went to like 8 different therapists, and just like the vibe. Like, I just feel like if I can't just hang out and just have a conversation and I feel comfortable, like telling you about my deep, darkest things or things, you should just feel that vibe. Absolutely. It's like a spirit of discernment.
Absolutely.
And I feel like too, as men, we should like pray and ask God for a spirit of discernment so we can feel when the energy is right, when that person is right, when that therapist is right, or whatever is right. You should just ask God to let you feel when it is right, and just don't just deep dive into it because you're desperate. And so my bad situation, yeah, man, the first couple was just like, so the first session was like, so what do you like? Who do you like? It was just like questions. And I felt like I was being interrogated by a couple. And then as I progressed and I started realizing what I didn't want, so then I started getting the ones that was like going straight to it. So, are you gay? Are you not gay? Like, I'm like, okay, this ain't working. Like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, like, how do you know you're not gay? And I'm like, what kind of question is this? So now I got to tell you why I love lesbian porn, and I don't, you feel me? And I got to express to you that, you know.
That's deep.
Exactly. I'm like, yeah, this is a little too much, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then as time progressed, I'm like, I talked to my pastor, I'm like, bro, you in the wrong space. You shouldn't be, you ain't the one to be telling people who to look for, because I don't know what you giving me the last 4 people you told me was horrible. And then, you know, I got to my therapist I'm at now, man, and I felt at home. I felt calm. The first visit, she just said, hang out. She's just like, hang out, man. What do you want? You need some water? You want some wine? What do you just want to hang out? Like, just hang out. So that very first session, she was like, we're just going to hang out. What music you like? She played some music I liked, and we just hung out the very first session. And she just made me feel comfortable the first like session and a half. And then the second session, we kind of moved into like, why do you like that song? You see what I'm saying? So it was just a different vibe for me. And then that made me feel comfortable.
There you go.
So good. That's what's up, bro. So interesting. So why do y'all feel men are less likely to seek therapy than women? Or do y'all feel men are less likely to seek therapy than women?
We not taught, honestly, to go to therapy, right? We're not taught how to cope with our emotions as a man, right? And again, you know, going back to when we little kids, have your parents ever talked to you about opening up. They probably talk to your the daughters in the family. Hey, come talk to me.
Yeah.
Hey, let's have this conversation. But deep down, as kids, as whether it's a young kid, a teenager kid, or adult, has a man ever really thought about opening up about their emotions, talking about their emotions, how to handle their emotions? A woman taught those things as a woman. As men, we just not. So I just think, as much as men might, truth be told, I believe a lot of men actually would like to open up more. It's just unfortunately, men don't, because they make us look unmanly. They think it's soft. You're not strong if you cry.
Yeah.
You're not strong if you open up, right? That's just something that just considered in society as you just a weak ass man. Period.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it, right? So I just think, honestly, that's why I have this quote. It's the weak man that run from therapy, and it's the strong man that seek therapy, right? So once you actually start opening up, you can open up to anybody. It's like going to a bar, right? I could sit down at a bar right now and just straight talk. Like, I don't care who you are, I could talk. Like, it doesn't matter what the conversation, long as it don't get into political, because I don't like political conversations. Like, yo, go somewhere with that. But like, honestly, I could just sit down and talk to another man with no problem. Some men go to the bar and just can't even talk, right? Because that's just a sign of they don't even know how to communicate. They don't know how to open up, right? And again, I'm telling you, once you go to therapy, it becomes so natural for you to just go out and openly have open discussions with anybody. And I just think, as men, think about it. You ever walk and just talk to a random guy, especially black guys, right? What's up, man? What's this friendly ass guy?
Right,
But, like,
right.
that's how we think as men,
Yeah.
right?
It used to be frowned upon to be called friendly.
Yeah,
Like, you friendly. Like, I even heard girls back in elementary, middle school, like, you too friendly.
Yeah,
Like,
what's wrong with
why
this
is
guy?
that a problem to be considered too friendly? See, but too, like what you were saying, the example that you gave with being at the bar, I feel like with men, we can sit at the bar all day, and every drink we get, we bought. Every drink we got, we asked for it. You see what I'm saying? But with women, on the other hand, they can sit at the bar and don't ask for nothing. And it's just going to come to them. So I just feel that women they have that. That's just how we're wired. And I just think that's the way society's wired, that women just automatically kind of get, like, what's wrong? You okay? Like, everything's okay. We don't get those random acts and questions. Even if we crying and going through hell, nobody asks, what's up, right? You all right? What's going on? And women, on the other hand, they do. Women have support groups and stuff like that.
It's funny you say that, because I was just watching this video on YouTube, and it was this woman attacking his brother within Walmart. It was in Walmart, coincidentally. And when I say, she was literally abusing this man, and this man literally kept walking away like, please just leave me alone. Please just leave me alone. Please just leave me alone. Imagine if it was the opposite way around, right? If it was that man attacking that woman. Do you know how many people would have tackled that man?
Exactly.
But it's just to show you how society works, right? When a man is in dire need of pain, when they need help, no one runs to him.
Right.
No one helps.
This is like Jonathan Majors, man. Like that situation where, like, he's like running from the lady, like he was running from her, and he still got in trouble.
It's crazy, right? And it's just to show you how screwed this world is, right? Why are we not helping men, right? Why are not men asking for help? Because truth be told, we are asking for help. Unfortunately, think about it. I'm not in a relationship, but when I was in a relationship, how did a conversation usually spark when you walked in the front door, right? Baby, oh my gosh, let me tell you about my day. Let me tell you about my friend. Damn, you don't want to hear about how I was about to slap my manager? Like, you don't want to hear me first?
Right.
But every day it's the same thing about how her feeling is. But she never really come back to how is our feelings, the men feeling, right?
Yeah.
And that's just how society is. They don't teach us to actually ask that man, do he need help? Even when we see it, and even when they don't show it. So I just think it's something that we really need to work on in society.
So what advice would you give to that man who wanted to seek counsel or therapy out there? What advice would you give to them?
Do it.
Do
it. And I'm a former procrastinator. It's like it's like an AA thing for me. Like, I'm Keith Thornton and I'm a procrastinator. Like, that's my thing. But I'm gonna give you credit for this, Weezy. It's just about doing it. Just get it done. And I had to just get it done. Man, I realized I was not in a healthy space mentally. And I realized that I went through a lot of things as a kid, growing up without a dad, being molested growing up, you know, my mom working a lot, so I felt neglected as a child. My mom is a legend, by the way, but just as a kid, like, I just realized those things, like, man, like, this is why.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off, right? I'm not going to let you run by with this one, right? And I think this is actually a good topic, right? When you say you got molested, a lot of men don't even talk about the times and the experience that a woman actually sexually molest them, or whether it was a man or a woman, right? A lot of men disclose it because it actually happened to me with a female, where a female literally raped me, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even want sex with this girl, but she just took it from us. But a lot of men actually experience this and think it's okay, and we keep running, but that's actually a mental situation that we need to actually talk about.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, and it creates a very sexual being at a very early age than it should be.
Absolutely.
And then that's why, you know, we, as a lot of times as men, we pride ourselves on, you know, conquering women. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, however many women I can smash, you feel me? That's gonna validate. I could go back and tell the homies, and they gonna be like, yeah, that's my dog, this and that.
It definitely
but yeah, bro, it's scrutiny as well, bro. It is like, no pun intended, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's something that we have experienced as young boys, and we always feel like it's all right.
Absolutely.
And then it was something I seen like online the other day, and it was like a middle school female teacher, and she was like messing with like a 12-year-old boy. And I was talking to a friend of mine, you know who you are, I was talking to you earlier, and the comments on there, it was just like, man, from men, it was like, I wish my teacher would have did that to me. And it's like, bro, you wish that you were like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
fantasy.
You feel me? Like, that's insane to wish that you had trauma. And it's like, that's so jacked up to feel like that we wish that we would be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if it was the other way around,
oh no,
not okay. You would never hear a woman be like, I wish you would have raped me. I wish you.
Nah.
Come on, bro. It's like we got to rewire ourselves. And I just think that, too, with therapy has taught me this way of thinking that I feel that how brainwashed we were growing up in our culture and our society, and that therapy has helped me wash my brain.
Absolutely.
You dig what I'm saying? So that has helped me see things very different. And obviously having a daughter has made me see things different when it comes to women, too. But yeah.
Come on.
So what role do support systems, family and friends, play in a man's mental health journey?
Support.
Yeah.
You just feel support, bro. Because I remember when I first told y'all about me going to therapy almost 10 years ago, I ain't hear y'all say, you crazy? What's wrong with you, KT? I ain't hear none of that. And who knows, if I would have heard one of y'all make me feel weird about it or whatever, I probably would have stopped.
Yeah.
Considering, you know, I dealt with procrastination. So the fact that that was the one thing that I put my foot on the gas and did. And to hear, if I would have heard some backlash from my close friends and community, I probably would have stopped.
Yeah, most definitely for me, it's the same thing. Like I say, it took, again, you and Sade to be like, yo, go to therapy, right? So when something actually happened seriously to me, I always go back to my grandmother's deaths. The first thing I thought about was, okay, I need to go try this therapy. I need to go try some form of therapy out, right? Because I think it wasn't everything. It was happening. One of my friends, I'm not going to name that person, was like, you want to go smoke? You want to go drink? Like, bruh, I ain't trying to smoke and drink, man. Like, yo, I got something going on in my mind mentally, man. Like, I don't want to hide my situations behind drugs, unfortunately, because that's all it is, right? I didn't want to do that. So the first, fortunately, I was able to save myself at an early time. Again, I just knew automatically. I knew I needed some form of therapy help, so I just went out and seeked it. And again, it's the best thing that I ever went through. Again, it always starts with your circle. Unfortunately, like you learn a lot from your circle.
And definitely, real quick, Will, before you continue, like what you were saying about like the cope mechanisms, and it's like drinking and smoking. And there's a quote by a great philosopher that I won't name right now, but the quote is, the plan was to drink until the pain is over.
Absolutely.
But what's worse, the pain or the hangover?
Well, I think
that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, once the hangover, the problem's still there.
Absolutely. And I just about to say, a lot of people got to understand we actually have to start having relationships with our issues, right? Because you have to actually start learning how to cope with that emotion, just in case it actually come back around.
It's going to come back.
Oh, absolutely. So that's why we need to spend more time with one another, because once again, I'm going to say with ourselves, because we always think that just because we killing time, we killing the problem. No, you're not killing the problem. You're just killing the time passing by until it reoccur again.
Exactly.
So that's why a lot of us have to be able to learn how to be by ourselves, how to cope with these emotions, how to find these emotions, right, as ourselves as an individual. So I think once men, especially men, because I do believe 90% of men is woman dependent, right? Just no answers or buts about it. Once we learn how to actually cope with these things by ourselves, you'll be surprised how better of a person you'll become. No answers or buts about it. But we got to be able to cope with our emotions.
Definitely.
I would say to the support, to answer the support regarding your family and friends, to every man out there watching, call your closest homie, man. Call your homie that's the happiest, your happy friend, bro. The one who always, when you're going through something, you could call. Call that person and really check on them, like really check on them. Because the ones that always happy be the ones that's going through it inside, bro. Those be the ones that they could be there for you, but they carrying the weight of the world on their back, bro. And they're the ones that's really going through something inside. And just check on them, man. No matter if they say they're good, check on them the next day and check on them the next day and let them know they have someone who they could call no matter what they're going through, man. Because the happy ones be the ones that be broken inside, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So call your closest homie, man. That's what I say. Just check on them, man. We just got to constantly check on each other and be that bridge for each other, man.
Especially the ones who show signs of binge binge actions. So they binge shopping, binge eating, right? Those are all signs of somebody's stress. Like,
Let me ask you though, Weez, you don't feel like everybody binge something?
to a certain extent, but a majority of the time people do it for the pleasure of another person. That's a sign of stress. That's a sign of mental problems, right? Because you're not doing it for the benefit of yourself. You're doing it for the benefit of oppression, which is actually a sign of...
But how would you know that though? Like if you got a homie that's like you like to shop.
No, not now.
I know, but before you used to like to shop, but I would have never equated you liking to shop and you liking to put on cool clothes and stuff like that. I would have never equated that to Weezy might be going through something.
Nah, so I think the answer to that question, honestly, is because I didn't know as a man, right? Remember I said earlier, it's just, it took the death of my grandmother to understand that I actually just experienced a sign of PTSD.
Gotcha.
Of a death that I experienced in 2003 that I never technically healed myself from. So over time, me going shopping is just a form of me. I'm thinking I'm happy, but deep down, I didn't even know something was wrong with me, right? So again, every day, men going into life every day thinking they are okay. But technically, we're not okay because we never really openly talked about these things that's hindering us as a person. Like I say, I thought I was the best person in the world. I don't need no damn help. Like, what I need to go to therapy for? Like, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I'm good.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, right? Again, we bottle things up so much that once that bottle pop, that's the time to go actually heal yourself. And again, I thought I was always amazing, but I wasn't. But again, I just think, even if you think you're okay, just go do it. Try it. Give it a shot. Go do some meditation. Go do walking. Go talk to yourself. I want you to just walk by 10 people and just say, hey, how you doing?
That's it.
Hey, you're doing amazing. Hey, like, just do it. Like, I promise you, it just make you a better person all around. Like, now, since I've been living overseas for the past 2 years, I noticed that it's a lot of things in life I really don't need, right? Because again, I'm so attached to thinking I need this stuff. But honestly, it's just a sign of, again, people don't talk about this side of mental issues, but the pleasure of pleasing somebody else. That's a sign of, again,
definitely.
That's a sign of mental health issues, and we have to fix it.
People pleasers.
No answers about it. It comes in so many different forms. We think it's just depression. We think it's just anxiety.
Right.
No,
it's deep.
It's deep. So that's why I say you'd be surprised once you actually start fixing yourself. You'll learn all the things that you actually been doing that, again, it was never good for you.
Right.
So question, how can a workplace create a more supportive environment for mental health?
I mean, the workplace, I feel that they should create, they have these phone numbers you can call if you want to kill yourself. And they got them in the bathrooms and everywhere. If you want to kill yourself, call this number. But it's really nothing that they're really talking about. They'll give you a little course just to say they told you. But there's nothing really there. You know how, like, at some jobs, I don't know, some jobs they have like insurance things where people come and they come tell you about insurance, this and that. But I've been to like 9 of those, maybe 17 of those in my career, where the insurance people are there and they're trying to sell you insurance. Here you go, hey man, get your dental, get your eyes. And I'm like, I heard nothing about, you can go to a therapist too if you need it. They don't mention that. And I feel like that's something that these companies that's insurance, they should have those things where that should be a situation too where people can ask questions about therapy. I feel like jobs should have on-site therapist for somebody that may be going through something, and
Absolutely.
somebody that's considering doing something to themselves that, you know what, I can go over here and I can go talk to somebody really quick. So I just feel like they should create a space where people can go. And also, I feel that they should have like mental health days, to be honest with you. Obviously, but people are going to abuse it and like, you know.
No, we need it in a work,
But
in a work,
but
right?
in a serious situation, though, they should have something, just, you know, mental health days, man. Some people need it. Some people are really going through it, bro.
Absolutely.
So I would piggyback off what you said, bro. I just really think that jobs should have mental health days, bro. We got annual days. We want to go on vacation with the family. We want to do things. We got sick days. If I ain't feeling good or if I'm sick or if I got the flu, I get days to stay home. But if I just don't feel like coming to work, bro, if I don't got vacation, if I'm not sick, if I'm just going through it mentally, bro, if I'm stressed out of being a father, bro, if I'm going through custody right now, I'm losing my daughter, bro, if I'm going through a divorce right now, bro, if my mom died, if I'm going through some real shit, bro, I
Yeah.
need mental health days,
Yeah.
bro. I just
Yeah.
may not just want to be at work. I may
Absolutely.
just can't focus on work, bro, and I just need some mental health hours. So I just need to go figure myself out. I just need to go hang by the beach. I just need to go have my time, and I think these jobs need to give them hours, bro. You don't have to give 100 mental health hours. Just give 40, bro. Just give 30. Just
Yeah.
give something, because employees, as people that's working, they go through things, man. They really go
Absolutely.
through real life things, and they just can't focus at work. How many
Yeah.
times you have been at work and you couldn't focus, bro? Like
Yeah.
you had a lot of shit, real shit on your
Yeah.
mind, bro.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you had to go on vacation. It wasn't you were sick or had a headache. It was just, bro, I got shit on my mind, and it's just hard to be here. But I got to be here to make the money to do what I got to do.
And that too, like, I got to be here and be 100% for y'all. You feel me? Y'all want me to be here and be 100% when I'm not 100% here. And y'all want me to like take on this task of this job and just be the best version of myself, but I'm not. So, and then when I don't complete a task or don't do the right thing, now I'm punished.
Yeah.
But if I would have had the opportunity to like take this day to like reset and get myself together, I could have been 100% to accomplish these tasks.
I'm gonna add on because this is when I noticed how good a job actually is. So I used to work for Marriott, and once you learn, the Ritz-Carlton falls under the Marriott umbrella, but it's a different entity within the company. So yeah, this is why I love the Ritz-Carlton. I love this company. They actually do have wellness coaches at the Ritz-Carlton. Like you could literally go inside to the counseling office and sit down and have these discussions. I don't know if they still do it now because I know COVID came and a lot of companies had to do budget cuts. But I could truly, honestly say that we had counselors that you could actually talk to if you work for the Ritz-Carlton only, not the Marriott, but the Ritz-Carlton, where you could go talk to the manager and be like, I'm not gonna lie, man, I just need some time to go talk to this counselor. And again, we had to be like, okay, go talk. But unfortunately, people don't understand that we spend probably 70% of our life at our jobs. Like me as a manager, I probably spent 14 hours working my life away. And this job didn't give a damn about me, bro. It's like, I remember for Thanksgiving, while I'm watching, I think almost 500 people enjoy themselves with their families. I had to wake up 7 o'clock in the morning to set that table, make sure the food was good, make sure the presentation was all right. And I ain't get off till 10 o'clock at night. From 7 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night. You know how stressed out I was? You would think my director or the director above them would be like, hey, Dwayne, how you doing? You need some time off tomorrow? No, I had to come in the next day at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like,
Do the same thing.
bro, are we serious right now? You know how bad I wanted to call out? But yeah, honestly, man, I think more jobs need to do what the Ritz-Carlton actually do, which is have these counselors inside the workplace. So when people coming in and stressing out, or they just need to express their feelings about, man, I'm not gonna lie, I just had a death in the family. Can I please just talk to you, or can I please just call out? I think, you know, we do need that now. Will the system get abused? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother topic for discussion. But
Definitely.
I could truly say the Ritz-Carlton is one of the companies I worked for where they actually had mental health counselors in there just for you to go and talk. And I really think that actually made the workplace way, way different. Like, it's a difference from working from the Ritz-Carlton and then working from another brand under the Marriott. It's two different experiences. The Ritz-Carlton is the best.
All right, question. What message of hope would you offer to that man out there who is struggling, bro? What message of hope and encouragement would you offer to that man out there who is struggling?
Just talk.
I am you.
Absolutely.
I am you. Right now, wherever you at, I am you. He is you. He is you.
Mm-hmm.
We're all you. We've all struggled. We all hurt. We all feel like we don't know where the hell to go, what direction to turn. We all felt financially unstable. We all felt mentally unstable, physically unstable.
Relationship.
You know what I'm saying? All that. Unstable, period. We've all felt that.
Yep.
And for us, thank God that we've actually did the work and we had the community of men to help us get to this space. But we are you. And if I can get better, you can get better. And it's so cliche, but it is what it is, man. Like, just take the first step, reach out for help, and guess what? The rest is history.
Yeah, there's nothing I can actually add on to that because it's perfect. Like, as men, let's stop being ashamed of the next person judging us, right? Because I used to be that person, right? Where every single time I just fear somebody judging me. At the end of the day, who cares? Like, because 9 times out of 10, you're doing way better than that person who actually judging you. So just open up, talk more. Don't be ashamed. Don't think you're not a man if you don't talk, right? Again, we all are human beings and we all need someone to talk to. So just open up and don't be ashamed. Like, at the end of the day, like I say earlier, it's just weak men hide and strong men open up, and it's nothing else to it.
I got a question for you, Weezy, real quick.
What's up?
Like, in your journey, what was something that you used to do often that you was like, after you went to therapy or before you went to therapy, you realized like, damn, what the hell was I doing? For me, an example, my overthinking was insane. Like, I would create situations in my mind and then I would literally believe it. Like, I would create a whole story about this happening, somebody killing somebody, or killing me, or my dog messing with my kid or my family, and I would believe it. And then now I got anxiety about something that I created in my mind, even though it could happen, but I made it up. And I found myself doing that for many, 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 many years. And that was something that made me realize, like, bro, like, you got to stop this. Like, it even triggered down. I spazzed out on my mom one time, like, just overthinking some stuff.
So I think for me, it was 2 things. It was anger management issues and then also society impression issues, right? So I'm going to use the society impression issues because I think probably 90% of men go through this and they just don't want to be real about it. Where I'm living life to impress the next person, or I'm watching the next person life thinking I need that experience in my life, right? So honestly, it was just every day of me just working just to try to impress the next individual besides just impressing me, finding out what actually make me happy, right? So, and then the other one was just anger management issues. I will never forget this experience. Like, I remember it was a Black Friday and I went to BrandSmart USA. And I skipped the line. I knew I was wrong, right? I'm dead ass wrong. I skipped
like Weezy.
I skipped the whole line, and then this person called me out. It was like, bro, what you skipping? I literally snapped on the dude like, bro, why you worried about me skipping the line? Like, stay in your place. If the person behind me ain't saying nothing, what you speaking up for? And it's like, I was wrong. So I had like anger management issues, but now it's like, I know how to deal with my anger management issues. I don't even care about impressing people no more. Like, I tell people I stutter all my life. I'm gonna continue to stutter. It's just, but I try to fix myself. Again, I work on myself, no answers or buts. But personally, I just don't give a damn what nobody think about me. And it's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing. But again, I just learned in life that the person who judge 9 times out of 10 is doing worse than me. So who cares what that person think? Who cares what that person feel? Who cares what that person see? Just be you. Because at the end of the day, I think the internet made us too comfortable where we watch what people got going on, but we really don't see behind those closed doors, right? We really don't know what nobody's going through in life.
Right.
So just focus on you. And that's what I have worked on myself. That's what I have learned since I've been going through therapy. Like, I don't need to watch the next person because right now in my life, I'm probably doing 10 times better, having a way better experience than that person who actually think that what they showing to the world is amazing. No, again, I have nothing to hide. I open up way more now. Again, I don't have no problem talking. And this is why I give you your flowers, right? You used to always be open, right? And I used to be like, damn, KT always goddamn opening up about some shit. But it's amazing. It's honestly amazing. It's the most beautiful thing you can actually do in life. And again, I just think if men just sit back and just allow our man friends to just open up and just listen to them and just talk, you'll be surprised how much beauty it brings into your life.
Yeah.
And it makes you happy. Like one voice could literally change the opinion, the thoughts of the next man. And again, I always give you your flowers when it came to that, because I'd be like, damn, let me listen to my brother again. But now that I've been through that therapy session, now that I understand the journey of what men go through, now that I understand the emotions, because think about it, an emotional triggers is very deep when it comes to men. A lot of men get triggered just because they don't like something that man said, right?
Mhm.
We don't know how to handle the emotional triggers that actually we go through every day. That's because we don't even know how to deal with emotions as a whole, right?
Yeah.
You have to be able to know how to handle a lot of situations in life so certain things don't bother us.
Right.
And you'd be surprised, again, if you just sit back, talk to yourself,
Yeah.
go to therapy, do meditation, read the Bible. You just be surprised how much better you'll be as a person, man.
Definitely. And I want to real quick. I want to just thank you though, real quick, because like you said, I would come to you, be like, oh my God. But guess what? I kept coming.
Absolutely.
And then at some point, you just sat there and listened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, man, our pleasure, man. And that's as men, that's what we need to do. Like, again, I remember it was times you used to come at my house like 12 o'clock. I'm like, damn, I got to get out of bed. But again, we have to do those things,
Thank you.
unfortunately, right?
Thank you for
Because
that.
we never know what that person is going through. We never know what anybody going through until they actually open it to you, right?
Right.
Facts.
And when that person actually eventually open it up to you, you just have to suck it up and, hear them out.
Facts. So as we get ready to come to end, man, I'll just say to any man out there who is struggling, man, and need encouraging, I'll just say it's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay that way, man. And if we looking from a biblical standpoint, when Jesus was on that cross, he looked up and he said, God, if you can, Father, take this cup from me. If not, let your will be done. So Jesus had a moment of weakness, man. So it's okay. Don't think you got to have it all together, man. You're only human, man. Don't think that you got to go through and keep it all in, man. Just be strong and just seek help from your friends and seek help from your counselor, man. It's okay, man. You're only human. It's okay to have that moment of weakness to any man going through it, man. We all been there. We all overcome the valley. So we're going to end as we always do, man, with a quick prayer.
Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this hour, God. Just thank you for every man that's listening, every person that's listening, wherever they may be in their life. God, I just ask that you just let them feel this prayer, God. Let them feel it in their spirit. Let them know that they're being prayed for. Let them know that tomorrow is joy. Let them know, God, that you are with them every step of this journey. Let every man know that's struggling right now, God, that tomorrow is a new day, that you can get better. And Father God, we just ask that we allow men to soften their hearts, Father God, and just seek counsel from friends, seek counsel from just help. I just thank you, God, for this community of men, community of people that's listening right now, God. I just thank you for friends, community, and just people in general, God. We just ask, God, that you just allow us to get better daily. We know it's not an event, Father God. It is a journey that we're on. And I just thank you right now for this Man Unmuted community. In Jesus' name we pray, God. Amen.
Amen. Y'all tune in the next week episode. Appreciate you for coming by, Dwayne.
My pleasure.
Hey, we out.
Hey, we love you, Man Unmuted fam. Man Unmuted.